Hello, welcome to Yoga Rachel. Rach, thank you very much for joining me. So today is Thursday the 10th of January if you're watching this video as it went live on my YouTube channel, and thank you very much for watching. On Sunday the 6th of January that's just gone, we had a new moon in the sign of Capricorn. So for this year I'm going to be going through the signs that the new moon moves throughout the year, and then I'm also going to be doing a few themes with how that corresponds with each sign. So Capricorn is ruled by the earth element and is also associated with the root chakra. So quite a nice one to start off with as we move into the new year, because it's quite nice to start from the ground upwards when we move through the chakra systems. So I'm going to go through a little bit about the new moon in Capricorn and how we can set an intention and work with a mudra, and then in the next few videos over the next couple of weeks will be about earthing and grounding and moving through our root chakra. So find a comfortable seat and do really be aware of how you feel in your knees when you're sitting. So if moving into Sukhasana, easy pose, just does not feel very comfortable for you, maybe you're keeping the knees bent but you have the feet on the mat, or maybe you're extending the legs out in front of you so the legs are straight, maybe you're placing the feet to one side, or it might even be comfortable for you to sit on the heels and the tailbone. So take your time, find what feels comfortable for you and really be aware of how you feel with the knees. So the reason with this is, yes, Capricorn is all about stability and being practical. It's having that endurance, a very strong sort of characteristics of Capricorn is their determination, their ambition, their willpower. But it's the knees that get them there. It's that mobility and stability. We don't tend to look after the knees. So traditionally with the root chakra we would think about working with the feet. But if we're focusing on where Capricorn rules, this is to do with the knees. And again, like the feet, these are overlooked quite often unless they're causing us pain. I know there's a few students that will be watching this going, yes, I know, I hear you, Rachel. So how can we look after the knees? So we want to be nice. We don't want to be pushing ourselves too far. We want to make sure that we're staying nice with our alignment. Yes, we want to find a full range of movement when it comes to the joints, but there is only so much that the knees can do, and it's very easy to push them because we're not being in the present moment. So notice if you go on autopilot in your practice, or it's the new year, have you started running, and are you then feeling this in the knees, or are you suddenly getting shin splints? So sometimes this could be that we're already pushing ourselves a lot, and the knees, the legs, the feet tend to be the parts of the body that tell you you're pushing yourself too much. It's time to actually slow down or reevaluate what can come out of your life to make room for what you're bringing in, especially if you're bringing in some loving New Year's resolutions or intentions such as running or getting on your yoga mat. So find that comfortable seat, check in with the knees, become aware of how the knees actually feel in this moment. Have you actually checked in with the knees? It's a little bit like when we first started yoga practice and we're asked to check in with the breath. It's just there. We don't always think about actually how the breath feels. And same with the body parts. So see how the knees feel. So once you find that comfortable placement, whether you're sitting with the legs crossed, the knees bent but feet on the mat, extending the legs out in front of you, wherever you've landed, maybe you're not even sitting on your mat, maybe you're sat on a chair, placing the hands onto the knees, closing the eyes, bring your awareness to your breath, but also then bring that awareness to the knees. How do your knees feel? Do they give you that mobility and stability that you require, that you are after? If you have just started a running practice or yoga practice or any form of movement for your New Year's resolutions, check in. How do your knees feel whilst you're doing those activities? Do the knees lock if you're sitting for long periods of time, or standing for long periods of time if that's what your job requires of you? And then set an intention to make sure that you bring your awareness back to the present moment. So if the breath is what helps you with that, fantastic. If checking in and listening to your body, making sure that you're not pushing yourself. You don't need to push through pain or push ourselves that we go too much through that endurance that we're causing ourselves injuries. So can you stay in that present moment? How do you feel right now, rather than thinking about how you want to feel in the future? How do you feel right now in your mind, in your body, in your breath, and in your needs? Can you come back to the present moment? Honour if you suddenly realise you're going on autopilot, it happens. But come back to how you're feeling right this very moment. So Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn rules over the day Saturday, but it's also seen as this strict or rather stubborn ruling planet. If anyone's gone through their Saturn return, they know what I'm talking about, and do leave me a comment in the comment section below if you have, or if yours is coming up. But Saturn is also about invoking patience, so we can stay seated for a few more breaths. And if you wish to, you can have a go with a mudra. So a mudra is a hand gesture, and the mudra connected to Saturn is the Shunya mudra. So we bring the thumb and the middle finger just together to touch. We can just place them on top of the knees, just very gently bringing that connection so you're aware of the thumb and the middle finger touching. And it's inviting in or invoking patience into your life. So when we do start New Year's resolutions or New Year's intentions, sometimes we can get quite impatient that we're not seeing results straight away, and then we drop off or fade off from those resolutions or intentions. So if you find that is happening with yourself at any point in your day, your week, your year, do find that moment to pause, bring the thumb and middle fingers together to touch, and invite in that element of patience. And the reason why Saturn is so good with inviting in patience is that it takes 10,800 Earth days to rotate or orbit around the Sun, which is equivalent of about 29 years. So that's why we get our Saturn return between the ages of 28, 29, 30. And again further down the line when we get to 58, 59, 60 and so on. So be aware of inviting in that patience, so pausing with the breath, hands on the knees, palms facing up, inviting in that patience and placing the thumb and the middle finger together to touch. Keeping your awareness in that present moment with your breath. Invoking and inviting in that quality, that element of patience. And staying seated in your Shunya mudra for as long as you wish. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.